Kettering Health Network and Charles F. Kettering Memorial Hospital, Kettering College of Medical Arts, Kettering Fairmont High School, the Kettering Foundation, the City of Kettering. Many residents and visitors may not be aware that all of these organizations were not named for the city in which they are located, rather are named as memorial to or inspiration from the works and philosophies of Charles Franklin Kettering. Why do so many respectable organizations and even an entire city bear his name? What is the significance of Charles F. Kettering in the Dayton, Ohio area? Charles Franklin Kettering was born on a farm near Loudonville, Ohio on August 29, 1876. Although facing major hurdles including poor eyesight and an impoverished background, Kettering graduated from The Ohio State University in 1904 with a degree in engineering. After graduation, Kettering moved to the Dayton area and began his legacy at the National Cash Register Company, known as NCR. While working at NCR for 5 years, Kettering was directly involved in the development of the first low-cost production electric cash register. This invention replaced the need for the bulky and inefficient hand-crank cash registers. Kettering also developed a system that tied charge phones to cash registers and developed an accounting machine for banks. While working at NCR and in his spare time with assistants, Kettering changed the world with a new automobile ignition system, the electric self-starter ignition. This allowed for much more efficient automobile use and opened the auto market to a larger population that previously would not have been able to or wanted to own a vehicle that needed to be started with a hand crank. Around this time, Kettering, the general manager of NCR, Edward Deeds, and others gathered their money, assets, and creative abilities and organized the company of Dayton Engineering Laboratories Company, also known as Delco. Edward Deeds' partnership with Kettering was a great success. Each had their niche at Delco. Deeds was the businessman, and Kettering was to focus on research and development. Along with much of Dayton, Delco was also damaged by the flood of 1913, as seen in this photograph. Kettering and his partners were substantial contributors both on a financial and leadership level in the recovery of Dayton after the flood. In the same year of the opening of Delco, Cadillac ordered 8,000 of the new electric ignition systems. In 1912, Cadillac debuted the first automobile with an electric starter. In this time period, Kettering also improved auto lighting systems, as well as a dependable way to generate electricity in rural areas, improving farm life. With all of these projects, Delco turned into a large manufacturing firm and research site. In 1918, Delco became part of United Motors Corporation. This corporation works on parts and accessories for automobiles. GM gained United Motors Corporation shortly thereafter. At request of Kettering, General Motors Research Corporation stayed centered in Dayton. Kettering organized and directed the new company when GM took over Delco. Kettering moved into a hotel in Dayton and lived there until his retirement. Kettering was leader of GM in Dayton for 27 years. He received well over 140 patents in his name and many more in partnership with other inventors. Some of his most well-known accomplishments are development of ethyl-leaded gasoline, which reduced the engine knock of cars, Freon used as the cooling agent for refrigeration, a fast-drying, long-lasting finish for automobiles, a lightweight diesel engine which increased the efficiency of railroads. Kettering organized a foundation in 1927 which currently exists as the Charles F. Kettering Foundation. The Kettering Foundation began as a foundation offering grants for scientific education and work-study programs at colleges. In the early 1970s, the foundation started operating privately, and instead of only making grants for education, they began their own research. The researchers of the Kettering Foundation began researching and supporting research in different fields, including education, urban affairs, science and technology, and international relations. The foundation, through their research, founded the ideology that the solutions to the world's problems were social and political rather than technical and scientific. The foundation then took their research away from the scientific background and started working on political and social research. Chairman for GM in 1945, Alfred Sloan, Jr. created the Sloan Kettering Institute for Cancer Research in New York. It is now known as the Sloan Kettering Memorial and was established in 1884, but later renamed for the partnership of Sloan and Kettering and their Sloan Kettering Institute, also known as SKI. SKI is known as the nation's leader for biomedical research institutions. The Memorial and Research Center became one unit as the Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. The city of Kettering, founded as Van Buren Township in 1841, was later renamed after Charles F. Kettering as the village of Kettering in 1952. The people of the area were proud and felt indebted to Kettering, who was viewed as an outstanding citizen and famous inventor. The village of Kettering reached a population of over 38,000, and on June 24, 1955, the Secretary of the State of Ohio announced the City of Kettering. Charles Kettering's son, Eugene Kettering, and his wife, Virginia, founded Charles F. Kettering Memorial Hospital located in Dayton, Ohio. They named it in his honor due to his advocacy for quality of health care for everyone. Due to the need of hospital facilities in the Dayton area, Kettering Hospital has now branched out into more than 4 other locations in the Miami Valley. Kettering retired from GM in 1947. Until his death on November 25, 1958, he was a director and research advisor at GM. Kettering received more than 36 honorary degrees for his works and achievements. He also received dozens of awards, honors, and medals. Charles F. Kettering's footprint spans across the United States, from New York to Ohio to California. Kettering was a highly successful inventor, businessman, and philanthropist.